U2TV preseason show. I'm Coach Danzy alongside my partner, Coach Fuller, and we got ex-college coach here with the Detroit Fine Horses, Josh Pelletier. Welcome aboard. You're back in Section 2 where it all started at, right? And you played at LaSalle, but you're not too far from this school, actually, right? So talk to me about the first thing. Talk to me about the transition from, the big boys, the college level to the high school level.
Yeah, huge learning curve for myself. Coming back, certain things that you wouldn't know as a college coach, where there's probably a little bit more help, a little bit more people to do stuff for you or with you. But ultimately, it's all about the kids. Myself, I have a great coaching staff that I was fortunate enough to put together. Former college players, J.J. Harvey and Lamont Garland, who you guys are probably familiar with. And all we're trying to do every day, really since last April, is just pour into the kids as much as we can. And they won a championship last year. That's never not going to be the goal here. That's always going to be the goal moving forward, and just trying to build on that.
Now, you coming from college, right? And you obviously can tell when there's a Division One, Division Three, Division Two player that you see play, right? So that type of are those things that you try to instill in these kids, like really understand where their level they're at, and try to get them maybe to a different level.
Well, you brought up two good points. Number one, I can't always tell who's a Division One, Division Two. But another thing for us is we have a lot of young guys. We do have 3 seniors, 2 of which may try to play college basketball and are certainly going to have that opportunity if the season goes the way that they should for them. But with our younger guys, sure, a kid who's a sophomore or a freshman or a junior, we've all seen that. Maybe they grow 6 inches, maybe they just work on their game harder than everybody. And that Division III player becomes a Division II player, or that Division II player becomes a Division I player. The book certainly is not closed, but the one reason I do like Troy, and I've been around Troy a long time, is we got kids that love basketball. They love basketball. So when I say, hey, who wants to play college basketball, and 12 out of 12 hands go up, well, we try to show them what that is, and it's a lot more than basketball. It's school, it's social, it's in the community. That's, like I said, just really trying to ingrain that in them every day.
Now, before we move on, talk to our audience about your stops at the college level. Like, where'd you coach at?
A lot of places.
Yeah.
So at one point I had 4 different jobs in 4 years, but started at UAlbany, made my way to LIU Brooklyn, to Duquesne and Pittsburgh, back to UAlbany, back to UMBC. And then I think my wife was going to kill me at that point. So, then I got so fortunate here, walking into a great situation, and I know Troy, I know the city growing up here, my brother graduating and being a 1,000-point scorer here from Troy. But the people make the place, and it starts with our superintendent, Mr. John Carmelo, Mr. Mariano, our principal, our athletic director, Paul Reinish, all people that have been here for a long time, and there's a reason they've been here for a long time, because it's a great place to be.
No question about it. No question about it.
Yeah, coach. So talk to me about what the people can see from your team, like your philosophy on coaching, and what kind of type of team play style type of things that you do.
Well, I think we have a lot of good guards this year. We have a lot of guys that are good with the ball. So we're going to try to play fast. We're going to try to get out and score, but we got to get in shape first and foremost to do that. Everybody says, oh, I want to play fast. You watch the NBA. Well, watch Steph Curry. And I think they track him at like 10 miles ran in the game. We got to be in shape. And then we might be a little bit smaller this year, but we got to be tough. We got to block out. We got to rebound and get the ball before we can get out. And then ultimately, like a really, really, really connected group that's going to, regardless of win or lose, represent Troy well in the community.
Now, your style of coaching, you one of the guys like to bark on the refs, or you quiet, you sit down, you stand up, or animated? What are we looking at?
Our guys aren't going to be barking at any refs.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you.
I probably won't be doing that as well. There's a time and place for everything.
Yes.
But ultimately, like, we're leaders of these young men, and if they see me doing that, whether it's in this setting or in a classroom setting or in a professional setting, like, that's just not how we're going to operate.
I'm talking about like for animated, like jumping around, you cheer, like, or you're a sit down type of guy.
I probably won't be sitting a lot, but I won't be super animated. The most animated I'll be is probably in the locker room after a win, if we have any of those, and then on the bus rides home, because those are what I miss the most about coaching.
Understandably so. Now, you got some fabulous players on your team as well. You know what I mean? Talk to me about some of your personnel. In particular, start with me an unsung hero first, that a guy that's might be on the radar, might be the guy that does dirty work, different things of that nature.
Yeah, well, one guy pops in my head right away, Jamil Taylor, who's a junior for us. His nickname is JYD for Junkyard Dog. So when you think of a basketball player, you think of a Troy basketball player, you think of a Troy kid who's going to do whatever it takes to try to win and be successful in and out of the classroom. That's Jamil Taylor. A little bit undersized, but what he lacks for in size, he makes up for in heart every single day, and he listens well. And I couldn't be happier with him.
Now, you got me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, talk about, he's one of my favorite players in the section, bar none, is Stetson.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me a little bit about him and what he brings to the table and the phenomenal talent, his trajectory, and things of that nature.
Yeah, well, he's also one of my favorite players. We're happy to have him. He's special with the basketball. He's really special with the basketball. Very few players of his age can do what he can do with the basketball, and that's a benefit as a coach. Phil Jackson wasn't winning rings without Kobe Bryant and Shaq and Jordan and Pippen. Like, we got one that we think can be special here for a long time as a freshman. Score a lot of points, but more importantly, win a lot of championships. But at the end of the day, if he has the ball at the end of the shot clock and the floor is spaced, it's good. It's usually going to be good for us.
Yeah, I'll let you like your chances.
Whether he's touching the paint for a shot for himself or getting somebody else, he's very special with the basketball.
100%.
Now, big guys come up with sectional title. Is there any pressure on your part?
Well, I think the bar is always set at Troy.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess the stat up, but something like 8 sectional finals, maybe in the last 11 or 12 years. Don't quote me on that, but it's close to that. So there's always talented basketball players at Troy. And like I said, the bar is always set high, championship expectations. Now, are we going to get to that? I don't know. But that's why we do it, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, we want to be playing our best basketball late January into February as sectionals come along, because I think that's a sign of a good team, a team that's improving. We're a work in progress right now, but the goal is to get to that point where we can compete come February and come sectional time.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, that's definitely the idea, Coach. Well,
Now, you haven't been here physically the last couple of years, but you probably seen some stuff in the open during the AU season or during the summer league or whatever. What are the top 5 guys you think are in the area right now?
Oh man, I'm so focused on Troy that I couldn't even give you a top.
Can you give me a top?
I think we got at least one of them though, and who we just talked about instead. I think he's that special, and we have some other guys that are scratching the surface and could be there.
Talk to me about the big guy, Steve.
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve is a little ball of clay right now.
Yeah.
He's probably a big ball of clay. Great kid, comes to work every day. He can score inside. He can score outside. He smiles too much. Stop smiling.
Yeah.
Rebound. Go block somebody out. Go get a rebound on go get a foul on a rebound. Things like that. But he's got a bright future ahead of him. We have another sophomore, Trey Vantry, another guy who's really, really, really good with the basketball. That I think could certainly play at the collegiate level down the road. Again, I don't know what that level is. And then another sophomore, Kane Behan, who can really shoot it. He can really shoot it. A little bit undersized. We're going to get these guys in the weight room. We're going to develop a strength and conditioning program.
yeah, man.
There's a lot of firepower offensively between Steve, Kane, Trey, Stet, Legend Merritt as a senior coming back, been on championship teams, been a contributor, so I expect him to have a big year as well.
I can see why you're excited, Coach. You sound very, very excited, and now I'm getting the gist of it. You got a very young team.
Everybody's excited because everybody's undefeated.
Yeah, 0-0 right now, right? But you got a very young team. When I think about Stetson, I think about Steve, and I think about all those other sophomores. That's a very young team that's poised to compete for some time to come. Yeah, so it's a goal. And we thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate you guys, lending a hand and giving yourself an opportunity for us to come and talk with you and sit down and talk shop.
Absolutely. Anybody who knows basketball as well as you guys is welcome in the gym at any time.
I appreciate
that, Coach. Thank you.